Hey T-Rex, it's Saturday, June 22nd. Ooh, it's muggy again. We briefly had the cool front come south of Nantucket yesterday, but now it's stuck right over us. And that means fog. Let's take the show on the road again today, this T-Rex.
Come down and
Nice breeze in here and beautiful ambient 5,000 weather system out the door. It's coffee at Cuddy on Nantucket Harbor. It's a new door. There's your Rosa Ragusa, and there's your harbor, Nantucket Harbor. And there's your ambient weather system reporting winds from the south this morning, so that front has lifted back to the north. Now, in a warm air mass, you can burn off the fog, but it's a much cooler air mass, so it's a lot harder to burn off the stratocumulus. Satellite imagery from early this morning showed a strip of heavy clouds crossing most of New England, bubbling clouds off in western New York, more convection, and of course we have a heron, because every day we have a heron. We've had a streak of sunny days for so long. Now the air is coming from the south, and that is more of a humid weather direction. Dew points this morning are still in the 70s. I say this morning. I know I'm not publishing this till late in the day. So many things going on in the world, but it's very humid. And once again today, that front is stuck over New England. It briefly came across Nantucket yesterday as a cool front late in the day, and it managed to get out of our way just enough for a beautiful moonrise, full strawberry moonrise yesterday. Not because it looks like a strawberry, but because strawberries are in season. And there's the eelgrass. I talk so much about the eelgrass, and this is the reason that Nantucket still has scallops. Anyhow, scalloping season is gone. And it's really hard to find an authentic bay scallop right now, by the way. So what's the weather doing today? It is volatile. That front that's stuck in New England, waves of low pressure coming along, all that flooding yesterday. Here's the satellite imagery from yesterday afternoon. Connecticut just enveloped in a supercell downpour. Inches of rain, flash flooding, and more severe weather yesterday. Not as much as the previous day. And we're going to do it again today. Oh, look at this scallop. This is what they look like when they open. Of course, this one's been eaten or something, but I would love to find an alive scallop to show you guys. The radar this morning, look at that line of rain from Nova Scotia to North Dakota. It's just training one low pressure system after another coming along the northern edge of the heat advisories. There it is again on our national advisories map. Heat advisories in effect from about Illinois, Chicago to about Hartford, Connecticut, and Springfield, Massachusetts. And that is the boundary where the storms are coming along again today. The guidance doesn't really give you a good idea exactly when and where, but the ground is now saturated in much of Connecticut and south central Massachusetts, and the NAM today is showing a blast of heavy weather coming across the Berkshires this afternoon. And if you just stop that after the thunderstorms decay over Boston this evening, it's a tough call in Boston too. And I look at how much rainfall is forecast just for today and tonight. Most of it looks like it's going across northern New York, southern Canada, doesn't it? But right across the Massachusetts Turnpike, very close to Agawam, Massachusetts, the NAM prints out about 10 inches of rain today in 12 hours. So that's not going to happen, I don't think. We saw this kind of signal last week when we saw a 7+, and we ended up with about 3. So if you just even cut that in half, that's 5 inches of rain possible in some of these downpours today in southern New England, on the northern edge of the heat. The heat is still on in Connecticut. By yesterday afternoon, Nantucket got to 82 yesterday. At the same time, Boston was 64 late in the day. That's the kind of boundary we're dealing with. And there's a even more frightening, energized, interesting system tomorrow. So you go to the Severe Storm Prediction Center. We're in the marginal risk for severe weather today. But tomorrow, we are in the yellow shaded area. It's called slight, but slight means it's going to happen. And then if you go and put your cursor over the possibility of tornadoes, look at that. A huge area, the center of it is over Vermont, where there's potential for tornadoes tomorrow in New England. So it's going to be a scary afternoon tomorrow. More flash flooding and severe weather is a certainty tomorrow, but many of the meteorologists have been on this talking about it. Tyler and Tucker, young meteorologists in Burlington and in Boston, about the potential for tornadoes tomorrow. I was probably going to mention a lot of other things I saw on Twitter this morning regarding the flooding of yesterday in parts of Connecticut and everybody that did the chasing, but I'm just trying to get out the door on the air today. So much going on Nantucket. Tomorrow, let's go back to the NAM. What's happening is there's going to be cyclogenesis, that is deepening low pressure on the front as it is stationary across New England tomorrow. So you get your low pressure system starting off around 999, 997, 996. That's a very low barometer. Think suction up into the sky and a lot of wind up in the sky. That's the reason for the potential major severe weather outbreak in New England tomorrow on our Sunday afternoon. Here we are right in the middle of June on the weekend. So we've kind of broken our streak of beautiful weekends we were due. And my friends up here, Tom, and everyone's asking me, how come it's been so sunny for so long? And I said, well, you know, the year we got married in 2004, it was raining almost every weekend. And we had one sunny weekend, just happened to be the weekend we got married. And this year it's kind of the opposite. It's been sunny every weekend, so we were due a not so sunny weekend. So the potential is there for some really nasty weather over the next 24, 36 hours. And it really doesn't calm down too much after that. On Monday, there's high pressure that's going to try and come in here, somewhat cooler, unstable, with a chance of showers continuing on Monday. And then Monday night looks like a nice night with low temperature probably in the 50s, briefly cooler, but the high pressure goes off to our south again. So let's pick up the lower 48 on Tuesday. That high pressure system settles off to the south. We briefly warm back up. And then on Tuesday night, Wednesday, here comes another front with some showers and thunderstorms that look potent. And then Thursday, instability showers give way to a nice, cool, dry air mass. So different than 72 hours ago on Friday, next Friday. And the 546 thickness, that means almost chilly. But that one goes by really quickly too. And then by next Sunday, another sharp front with heavy weather and thunderstorms coming at us. So real active and interesting and fascinating, trying to cover it all here from Nantucket with so much going on. And I feel kind of separated from the weather in one sense because I'm nowhere near all those thunderstorms, but in another sense, here on Nantucket, everything is so weather dependent. And everyone's asking me, is it a beach day today? And I'm like, I don't think so. Just too much humidity. Maybe here on the north side, the sun will come out a little bit. I probably should show this Boston 3 to 5 day because it shows you the temperature and the dew point there. Temperature goes back up close to 90 in Boston tomorrow. We're on the warm side of that severe weather outbreak, and then a couple of those thunderstorms may get in here on Monday, and then we start cooling it off. And then you see the dew point, the blue line, going down into the 50s on Tuesday and Wednesday before jumping back up with the next front late on Wednesday. So for New England, we're straddling the difference between almost anomalous cool coming into southeastern Canada and anomalous heat across most of the rest of the eastern United States. As for that system that was in the tropics trying to come into Florida and Georgia, it did not get named, but that's some impressive rainfall there. And now we're watching another one that's going to come across central Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, and into the Gulf of Mexico. And Texas and Mexico could be in trouble again this week with potential tropical storm Beryl. Here on Nantucket, yesterday we got down to the beach. The wind had finally let up. That was really nice. Big seal went by. Someone called it an elephant seal. Sure, why not? Looked like it to me. And then we got back to town in time to watch the lynx come in and pull the sails down as the wind came in from the east briefly, and then the moon came up, and we went to a gathering yesterday, going back in time, this very old home up next to Jetty's Beach with wonderful hostess. Thank you, Stephanie and Don, for inviting me, and the crew from Lynx sitting there on the the hearth singing. They look like 4 pirates, but they're just young sailors, not real pirates. We don't have real pirates anymore, but they are just so fun and so genuine. And who sees young people just break out in song and instruments the way they did last night? So I'll leave you with a bunch of that and more. I have no idea when I'm going to publish because we're having coffee at the Cuddy this morning, and it's wonderful. I just met Tom, the artist, Donald's here, and our host, Chris. So, okay, we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Happy weekend. First not windy day since we've been here. We can actually put it up on an umbrella here. It's below the airport. It's training day. Every day is training day when you're a lifeguard on Nantucket. They're running. By the looks of the fins, they're gonna have to swim back. You're gonna run toward the east and then swim toward the west.
Well, all the backpacks are on the right side there, so I think they're at the end
That's a big seal. As quickly as he appeared, he disappeared. Heading for that group of people right down there. I'm closing in on 7 o'clock. Nantucket at 5 p.m. was 79 degrees, the warmest spot in eastern Massachusetts. Full moon about to come up over there. And supercell thunderstorms coming at us from Connecticut over there. It's in the mid-90s, just south of New York City. Here at Murray's on Nantucket. What's your name? Where you from?
Richard.
Richard?
There you go.
And you want your picture with me?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. How
Yeah.
come?
How come? Because growing up, I always saw you on TV, and then it's like, but I remember like being like 6 or 7 years old, and I always saw you, and it's like, I remember being a little kid and seeing you on TV, and it's just, I thought it was really cool. It's like actually seeing you on Nantucket, and I thought it was pretty cool.
And you grew up in Arlington?
Yes.
And you remember the blizzard, April Fool's blizzard?
I do.
think it was 96?
Yes.
And school was canceled?
Yep.
And you really liked that?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
It's my honor. Hey, Emily. More breaking news in the wind department. The backdoor front just made it to Nantucket Harbor, and our wind is from the east. Just an hour ago, it was from the southwest, and we were the warmest spot in eastern Massachusetts at 79. Now with the wind from the east, Captain Peacock, did this surprise you a little bit? We've got most of the sails flying. See if I can identify them. Foresail, mainsail, staysail. I don't remember all the sails names. Topsail? But anyhow, I know that that Lynx flag is going from east to west now. Dynamic weather day. It never stops. Problem is now we might not be able to see the moon rise. And I get to see the sails coming down. Don't quiz me on the sails, I know. And thanks for the 30 out. Nantucket's 30 miles out. I should have known that. Just passing through, that's all. Not here to go on board any of your ships. Just want a view of the captain and crew. There you are, Donald. Into the wind now. Did you ever think that it was going to be east at this time? 30 out. 30 miles out. Stanley Cup tonight. I forgot about that. Oh yeah. TK, Wedding Crasher. White Elephant. Nah, I didn't come to crash this wedding. I just wanted to see the moon come up. It's the full strawberry moon. And all those thunderstorms coming through Connecticut? Not here yet. House party. This is hilarious. Way later than we thought, but 12 people about to walk in and change the texture of this party.
If you want drinks, come in here and get
I'll bring my drinks from here. I just.
The extra kitchen has an extra sink. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is this? Oh. Love it. And there's an extra wing.
Merrily, merrily, merrily say we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. Heave away, haul away, the ship rolls along, to the sailor his grog and there's nothing